Hey, this is Jupiter from Manlius, New York, as I am frozen on my computer. Interesting. Alright, let's get this camera fixed. Properties. Cancel. Cam on me. Properties. Let's refresh this thing. There's that one, but let's get back to the other version. Boom. Okay, there we go. So we're back and I'm moving again. So this what we're doing is a time delayed real time match between Picmar and Arente from Group C. We're gonna do this for the time that it takes for it to get done, and then we will get a game in. We'll get the commentary in. So working on trying to get all my stuff in a row as far as graphics and stuff goes. So with that said, so getting the guys in place for this epic showdown. So here we go. Let's get you guys over to the mechs. Let's see if my scene transition works well. We're gonna move you over and put me in the corner. Oh, nobody puts baby in the corner, but there I am. All right, cool. So here I go. I'm basically telling them to go ahead and push over. Arente here. Boom. So as we do this, we are in the chaos of the new stuff, right? Like trying to figure out how this all works and stuff. Music that you hear in the background is by the Bass Rebels, and I will be tagging them throughout the Twitch groupings. Alright, so we're waiting for them to go. Let's get moving, guys. Let's get moving! Let's do it! Remember, you guys are on a half-hour delay, the people who are watching this, so I will not be talking to you guys as I really have nothing I can respond to in a timely fashion. So here we go. We get to take a look at these two decks and see what is getting brought to the table. So we'll start with Sala Julius, Sindaco de Badagasimoso. I don't know. That's bad Italian. Sorry for that, but it's got to be a time traveler deck with Devil Scrambler Storm, Mother, Phase Shift. This is a very Cristiano Erente kind of good. So we will. This is the kind of deck he likes to play. Lots of value out of Logos, Shadows for control, using the Sanctums to basically hold the board state. So pretty straightforward code of goodness versus Sir Bugmony Honorous, I guess is the right way to say. And this is a Mass Mutations deck with Key Frog, some Song of the Wild, some cool trickery going on here. No super value in the Untamed Suite. Like there's no Dark Harbinger or not, but there is a Fandangle that could get dangerous with these Grey Riders, the triple Grey Riders, and the Scrivener Fabians. Two of those, pretty solid. I do see the Bulwark in place. It's the aggressive one with the Commandeer as well. Good amber control there. And then you see like, you know, pretty standard stuff. The Skikuno has been really good as a board wipe and a cool way to basically populate the board after a big board wipe as well. So see a little bit of burst here with the free markets and stuff as well. So and the commune. So well, it'll be interesting to see this matchup and see if the speed of Mass Mutations can keep up with the speed of Coda. So let's see what happens here. Bringing live commentary once these guys get moving. That is the goal here. What are we waiting on? All right, so we see the opening hands as they get ready to go here, and we're gonna make this nice and big so we can see what we're doing. Get this up to 100. Got 100 on it. What? 100? 100. All right, here's the archives. We're probably gonna need to look at these at some point, so we'll get them ready to be looked at and viewed. You guys will enjoy that. Crazy gaming music going on right now. It's just like straight like old school digital. Alright, so there's that. Timer will roll. So we see the starting hand being with Picmar coming out and just dropping down a board presence and Taunter with Anafail, and Rente is going to respond with his own Sanctum and play a Remiel with a Mark of the Zealot on it, so he can use it on any turn that he wants to use it on. That's a really cool card to have it in. Have it on, and then you have the Bulwark, which is the defensive version of the card that we will see later from Picmar. So it throws armor on and gives him more utility. So he's gonna deal with that mantle right away. Like, he doesn't want to deal with it, so he goes back in, uses his Anaphil to clear the board state from that guy. But he did leave the Bulwark on the table. Be interesting to see where that leads to. I kind of think Ariante is going to go into Logos here and basically make a push on getting the Strange Gizmo down, putting a Scrambler Storm to kind of try to disrupt some of the flow from the other side maybe, and use his help from Future Self to get his Time Traveler in the loop. One reason he wouldn't do that is because he was trying to avoid Infernus play, which is not something he has to worry about. But instead he chooses to go ahead and take the Shadows route, and he's going to go for a bigger library access style Logos turn. At some time during the stream, I'm probably going to have to go get Harlan, which is going to stink, but we will see what happens. We'll see how long these games go. But so we are witnessing a back and forth where Arente is slightly in favor right now of being able to pull all this amber his way. We do see that Picmar is unfortunately drawing into spells for Untamed without really having an out for them, so it's kind of a tricky place to be. He could go Commune and get his 4 amber and hope that he draws into another creature, but hand is really not balanced well, so this could end up being a pretty quick game if Arente decides to hit the gas and go for it, but we'll see where Arente's mindset is next turn, as he tends to play very controlled. He likes to basically play at a pace and keep his pace moving. So we are Keeping an eye on chats and making sure that they're not saying something to me that I'm missing. What is going on there? Come on. There we go. Double monitor madness. I can't. I'm not good at this game. What is going on? Okay, that's that. That's what I want. And I want that, but I want that to be the prop. Okay. There we go. There we go. Now I'm all set up. Now I can do things without going crazy. Too crazy. I mean, I'm still kind of crazy. I'm always going to be kind of crazy. Alright. So we see that there was the Rapid Evolution, Songs of the Wild, and Commune kind of dumped out of the hand to basically rotate his hand through. The Commune ended him with 4 Amber on his turn. It's good stuff. So we see the Silver Tooth being used to reap. We see the Urchin get brought into play or made to fight the champion. We see Nerve Blast being used to take an Amber and do 2 damage to the champion. We see Relentless Whispers come into play to steal 1, and basically we're going to see the Poison Wave finish off most of the board and pass the turn back with 2 Amber on Picmar's side, 9 Amber on Erente's side. So again, he's building that big turn. Now, like, it's interesting because now his hand is set up to hit that big bursty Logos turn, and if he hits the library access at the end of his draw pile, he'll be able to basically flip into like a ton of value with this Logos. But I don't know if he can wait that long for it, so we'll see how it goes. Right now, he definitely doesn't want to reverse time back into the stuff that's there. He wants to get through his deck, so he can also play the Help from Future Self to recycle everything and kind of reset it and shuffle it up. But he does get a key, and he is on his way to having a very dominant presence. So there's the Help from Future Self. It's going to recycle everything, and now he's ready to play some cards out, and then he'll use the reverse time to get more value out of it with the Help from Future Self. If he was able to have drawn into that library access, it would have been gross. But there's a reverse time just to flip and make it so he gets to draw the Help from Future Self and 2 Scrambler Storms back. Pretty solid. That kills 3 cards in Picmar's hand. Sorry. As Picmar is going to be looking to basically hit up some Amber Rush right there. That's pretty sweet. He identified that he has the ability to Amber Rush on this deck, and keeping Erente off of his second key was a strong play. So one thing, other than Shadows, like, this deck doesn't have a lot of Amber control, and he can see that in the discard pile there is a plethora of Shadows cards. So that was a good play on him to go for that right there and basically burst his key and get a key on the board. And get to 0 so that even if he does draw into Shadow things, he can't really get a lot of value out of it. So heads up play there by Picmar. Very strong. Archives. We'll close this down for now since archives aren't being too overused. So now we wait to see where Picmar wants to go with this one, as he's going to have a hard time navigating this pressure that Erente's deck is putting on him by just playing quality cards and playing lots of Amber. Is there any value in that Resurgence? Not really. Commandeer is already out of the way as well. It's kind of unfortunate for Picmar here. So you see Picmar go into Untamed. He's going to use the Earthbind to put the Bulwark on kind of lock down, which could have been used better as with on another creature that like as Bulwark's static effect is more important than its ability to attack and reap, but it does keep him from reaping for a little bit, so that's good. And then we see him play the Resurgence. Bring back Champion Anifel. He's putting a lot of value on his Sanctum this game, and then the Lyco Knight is going to get used to reap from the Ghost Hawk experience. And then we'll probably see Fandangle hit the board and see if he can get that to stick. If he can stick to Fandangle, then he can get some work done with the well, nothing really in his hand to be overly good about it. He does have a break key now, so that's interesting. So when Erente does get to his second key, he'll be able to break it back down and try to manipulate Amber away from him. Don't know if he has his best tools for that left in his deck, as he's already played his Commandeer and some of his trickier grabs with his creatures, but there's really not a lot of Amber control in this deck, so he's gonna have a rough time with this. Having to play that Commandeer so early was unfortunate. Now I think Arente is going to be able to put a lot of pressure on the game and push this game into a new level. So yes, the delay is 30 minutes, folks. Just to remind you, this is a live game that is going on that started at 2 o'clock, and we are bringing it to you first look, first take, first go. So here it is. This is an exclusive for you all who tune in at 2 o'clock every day. Raw commentary, real live watching, see how the games are being played in real life, minus 30 minutes, because we want to make sure nobody's cheating. So we are doing it. Say music by the Bass Rebels. Don't forget, they're jamming it out. It's free music for Twitch for anybody that Twitches and wants music. It's better than the sounds of silence when things are being distracting. It'll be better than the sounds of silence when I have to go get Harlan. Alright, so Picmar gives up. Arente has won this game. Okay, game 2, reversal. So that was a pretty good beatdown by Arente's deck, which I kind of saw coming with the matchups, especially the way that Picmar drew his first set of hands. You could tell that he was gonna have some issues. So Picmar from Leeds. Let's see, why can't I get in? There we go. I believe he plays on Team Archimedes. That's the team that I know is in Leeds, ran by Kate, aka Muffins. So wouldn't be surprised if actually he has the Archimedes logo there next to it. So yep, he has Archimedes. So that's a big plus. That's neat that they've updated this clientele on the server here on the TCO. So let's go start up. We got slot style in effect today. If you watch wrestling, like Erente is basically Orange Cassidy. Super cool, super suave, just takes his time with everything. All right, let's see how Erente does with the Picmar's deck and see if this goes to a game 3 or not. All right, so they're shuffling up, and then we see that Erente actually has a nicer starting hand than well, his hand is not actually as good as it looks. Probably is going to want to mulligan that. I don't think the Scrivener and the Grey Rider are worth it for that Untamed group. The Untamed group has been very awkward so far in this deck. Whereas we see on the other side that Labriaxis is drawn with, it looks like he already took a mulligan, so. It looks like Picmar chose to go second. A lot of the players in the league now are just taking whatever they get because they don't want to have to keep chasing it, so not surprising. So you see an early Relentless Whispers as Picmar goes up 1 amber to none. And Erente has Fandangle on the board. Very awkward 2-2-2 hand there for Erente, so we'll see how he plays that out. And then down below, we see that next turn is going to be a Monster Sanctum hand. So being able to get that Mantle of the Zealot onto the Protectrix is going to be really useful. That's kind of scary. We'll see how this all turns out. But there comes the Scrivener Fae in. And he's going to get value from this Grey Rider as the Grey Rider comes into play and is going to allow Scrivener to reap and get an extra amber on the board, at least I would think. There we go. And that pass right back. Okay, so now he's starting to get a little bit deeper into Untamed, but still not great. But he does have like another awkward Dees hand as well. So but we do see Picmar taking advantage of this really nice Sanctum turn. Pushing himself to 3 amber and having a Protectrix with a Mantle on it, which is kind of scary. There's Spirit's Way, which is a really bad card in for people who play like the upper tier Sanctum, but it still has its uses. But against the way the board state is now, it's not a good card to have in hand. But it is a good reactionary card if like a Skimino or something like that gets played. So won't get too angry at it. All right, so there's a Song of Nature with a Key Frog, the Dark Fairy. There's the Fandangle. The Fandangle's still not online, but he's now a threat to go online very easily. So probably has to be dealt with this turn, honestly. And I could see him going into Sanctum to kill the Fandangle, then use the Protectrix to heal the other Protectrix, and then drop the Bulwark and the Remeal and discard the Spirit's Way. Is what I would see this play line probably shaping out as. If anybody out there is interested in doing commentary for the KFPL with me on some of the featured matches that we're going to be doing over the next 3 weeks, reach out to me on a PM. I would be more than glad to entertain as many different people as I can to let other people get a shot at the experience of getting to call a match for the Keyforge Premier League and or promote themselves. Open invitation. Just have to make arrangements with me, and if I can fit you in, I will, and we'll get you guys out there. There's plenty of people that are doing commentary and videos now that I would love to get on to do some commentary with. So 2 people is ideal for premiere stuff. These streamy stuffs are kind of laid back casuals and just hanging out and talking most of the time. But there you go. We go and we're gonna break some key. Breaks the key to get an amber. That's all I got out of that broken key. And a broken heart from having to play it. Alright, so we're seeing a Umbra Fiend and a Histocrag now. And the Pandemonium, I'm guessing, will get discarded. I'm not guessing that he's going to want to play the Pandemonium here. But Pandemonium's a very awkward card. It like has its timing where it's really great, but a lot of times it's just a weird card to play. Okay, he is going to use it. So now he's going to distribute a bunch of amber all over the place. Alright, so there we go. Amber is spread out. Took himself off key with that play. But I kind of see where this could be heading, so with the key frog in play, you never know. And it kind of banks your amber into a safer place too, where he can't interact with it as much. So it makes sense with the urchins and the bait and switches and stuff that occur in shadows. Yeah, see, there's bait and switch. There's nerve blast, relentless whispers. The only one that's really going to take a big toll on him, really, though, is the bait and switch. It's not like he has too much to protect or anything like that. So, but we'll see. See the relentless whisper go to work. Uses it to remove the key frog from the game before the key can be made with it. And he pushes himself to exactly 6 amber to put key pressure on Erente. And he's set up for a huge library access turn, so this is going to have the same kind of ending as the game before it did, because there's really not a ton of amber control on the other side other than the commandeer, which has not been played yet though, so he does have to be wary of it, but like at the same time, like he's going to be able to put a lot of pressure on with these Sanctum Knights as well, so. We will see what comes. So we see Arente trying to make a push here as he goes in deep with his Untamed turn, trying to make as much amber as he can to try to get some traction here and get ahead here. He did a good job to put himself in a position where his Fandangle can be really maximized, and there's also the threat of a Key Frog and pushing for two keys in one cycle. But we'll see what happens here with the imminent Logos turn that is to come. We'll see how well picmar can pilot the Logos turn. So the monster library access turn leads to only 6 amber so far, but we're gonna see how far it goes. But it will put a strange gizmo on the board, which will wipe out everything, which is interesting. Oh, nice. He's got into a loop. Look out, folks. It's gonna get disgusting. There's Scrambler Storm again. So he is gonna end up with like a bunch of amber here. Very productive turn. Alright, we're still going. Pump up the jam. These kind of turns that we expect from these library access basically turns where you're just manipulating the card pools until you rule 6 everything for a maximum amount of amber. Looks good. It takes a while. There we go. And the key, and then basically what's going to happen is that strange gizmo is going to just pop off and it's going to kill the whole board state. So the idea here would be for Erente to get himself, if possible, back to 6 amber so the key frog makes him another key. But I don't see that being something he can feasibly do. Guess he could try to kill the mother. Get some amber back. No, he's gonna reap instead. It's only at 3 and this gizmo is gonna pop off. I guess the amber would go back before the frog. No, it's actually active player's turn and how that happens. I think I don't know how that works. I guess the creatures would have to be dead before the amber gets returned as well. So no luck for Erente on that key frog. Pop off. But now there's a lot of amber for it to be taken with this crazy shadows turn that's about to happen. So continues to be a thing. Alright, good game. Picmar has won, and we are moving on to game 3, best of 1. And we'll do that. Alright, so we'll leave that as we wait to see a new game pop up. So 1-1. It's time to figure out how many chains is Erente's deck gonna go for here. It will be interesting to say none the least. So the bidding starts at 0. And I expect this one to go pretty high. Six chains right off the bat. I think Erente answers that almost instantly with 7. If not, taking it to 9. We'll see how conservative he stays in his bidding. I think he's just gonna one-up him until he's done. 10 chains. Uh-oh, this one might have a record. Like we've seen 12 chains. 12 chains has been the record so far in bidding during the league. So we'll see what happens with that and how high it goes, and how high we take this. I might not be around for the end of this game, but I will leave the stream running so that you guys can watch it, and when I get back I will turn it off. 10 chains it is! Erente gives up the deck with 10 chains on it to picmar. So so we're going to have to remake the game as he wants to go first. Let's see, another remake in the works. Getting tricky, jumping into a different group. Not having much luck on these remakes. Always a bummer. There we go. Alright, so we're into the third game, and we're going to see this these chains go up to 10, and we're going to see if Picmar can knock off Erente with his own time traveler shenanigans. I think Picmar is going to have to draw a pretty good opening hand. Will it happen? Not a bad start. He does have the strange gizmo with the reverse time and the Help from Future Self, so he can get some value off of that to get kind of moving with the drawing cards. But we look at Erente's hand, and this is the best opening hand we've seen from this deck yet. It's in a good place right now as far as like where it wants to be. I think. I definitely keep that hand. Lead with the bulwark, I would guess, would be my opening play from that hand. Oh, it looks like he's going to attempt fate with the Lyco Beast. The Lyco Beast has the ability... Okay, this is the fight skirmish one. Yeah, this is a better start. I thought that was the one that does 3 damage, but it's not. Too many Lyco things. Alright, so there comes the Strange Gizmo. He's going to play the Help from Future Help from Future Self. Go get Time Traveler. Get some extra draw value back from that Time Traveler, I would think. I think he needs to. And then once he puts the Time Traveler in play, he can reverse time just to put the make sure that he redraws that Help from Future Self, and that will be helpful in kind of negating some of the chains. So that is a fortunate cycle of events right there. Helping out a little bit as we go, in case his hand is really bad. But you do see he has the Spirit's Way here too, which is actually a pretty wonderful counter to anything that can really happen right now from Erente. So he can have a decently good Protectrix, Mantled Protectrix Spirit Way turn coming up as well. So this is looking a pretty good start for Picmar with Rente's deck as far as being able to beat these chains with a certain amount of value to it. I will have to roll out here in probably like 10 minutes. So depending on how this game goes, I might just leave it so you guys can watch the conclusion of it, or I might just turn off the live stream, keep recording it, and make you guys have to come back to this on the YouTube page. That'd be dirty of me, wouldn't it? But The end is nigh. See how it goes. Picmar taking his time to pick Sanctum when Sanctum is the only thing he can play. He did make a blue key though, already. Short-handed. Just about to test him. See what. He's gonna keep that Spirit's Way just as a safety valve. Gonna turn out to be a good play. No need to rush things at this point. He can just take the bait and switch naughty turn and be happy with that. Because he'll get to reap for one, get one off the bait and switch, put himself up. So you bait and switch, reap, play naughty, protected on the other side of Anfell, and he's in a good spot. Like Picmar is getting a pretty good RNG with his deck right now. Like he's drawing as good as he can for the amount of chains he was down, and he's out of being down 2 cards next turn. So that's huge. So Picmar continues to just have quality turns, and he's worked himself pretty far out of his chains. The mother is now basically making him draw even, and this is a good sign for him. Puts him in a very strong position to win this game, I think. By turn 5, he worked himself out of his chains, basically. Very well played and lucky that he drew a pretty hot hand, like a good set. So here we are on turn 7, 2 keys in, and it looks like Arente's deck is going to be too much for the deck that Picmar brought. Picmar executed a great strategy in bidding, and like Arente let the deck go a bit early, and he was able to get to a conclusion before I had to go pick Harlan up. We saw I saw a great amount of pools there by Picmar. Like he got a very nice hand. The deck basically came out blazing for Picmar, and that's crazy because if you think about if he had a full hand like on a regular game, how good this deck really is. This deck is absolutely nuts. So it looks like we're gonna have our first drop out of the league with Erente looking to drop out. We don't hold people hostage in the league, so if he wants to drop out, that's fine. All right, so we have our first drop from the league, and it is Arente goes down as he's not had a very good run of luck with this. So sad to see him go, but I'm sure he'll be back. He's a wonderful player and has some wonderful decks, and Adaptive just might not be his ball of wax. I think he's more of a solo Archon slash Triad player myself, but it was fun having him here for a little bit of time he's a very busy man, so sad to see him go, but Picmar puts the axe in Arente and ends the run. So that'll be the end of the stream as well as I have to run off and get Harlan now. So thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you on Monday.